Okay, we're live. This is James speaking. Today's video is all about a real super simple business model that I'm using for 2025, and I just want to share it with you to see if it's something that makes sense to you. So it's the beginning of the year. What happens now is everyone reevaluates and kind of figures out, where am I at, what happened last year, what's going on, what am I going to do, and how am I going to change things. And that's fair. Everyone does it. And if I look back at last year, where a lot of the people that I've done business with in the past as other content creators or other people selling courses, there's been a huge shift, and I'm sure you're kind of finding it too. And they're in the other videos that I talked about. There was one other video that's really important, actually, that kind of is involved in this video. That was talking about the YouTubeification, or how YouTube is wrecking education businesses. This is a response to that, or the business model that works as a result of that. So I'll put that link together so that you do have it from previously. It was, I think, about 2 weeks ago. And I introduced this idea of a private branded campus. And I'm going to go through a number of the pieces here with that. We'll go through them. These are the steps I'm going to cover. Again, if any of this makes sense to you, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, but also go to trainingsites.io/join to become a member of my campus. These are the parts that we're going to cover today. And then what I want you to do is just think about this. I'd like you to obviously watch through it. If you are really struggling with all of the stuff that you're supposed to be doing, when someone says, yeah, you're going to earn money, creating online courses, it's way more complicated than it should be. I'm using this simple model. It's been working for the last year really well for me, and that's why I'm sharing it, because I put it into a little bit of a package that I think is easy to follow and easy to implement, and I've actually got it running so that you can come take a look at it. So we're going to look at the digital marketing kind of landscape right now. I'm going to introduce you to the YouTube only content kind of idea, the private branded campus, what it is, what's included when you have one, why it works, and then more importantly, what you need to do to get started if this is something that makes sense to you. So let's take a look at these individually. And again, I'm doing my best to go through them quickly. If you want to skip through to one of the things, I'll try and put the markers in. And of course, all of this material is available in the trainingsites.io campus. So here's, for me personally, one of the things that's going on is as I get older and I have less hair, I'm not as interested as I was when I was younger about building a big business. In fact, I don't want a big business anymore. I want to be able to not be responsible for large overheads and people and organizing all of the stuff that you might find in a traditional agency, and even a course business. Course business, if the ones that were 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when I started 20 years ago, it takes a lot of effort to put this together and run everything with it. I'm not overly interested in doing that anymore. I think as I get older, I want to, just kind of share what it is that I'm excited about, share some of my experiences, make them available for people, to teach online and really feel helpful for other people who want to do what I did or learn what I've learned. So my goal is to just keep it simple. If you want a really big complex business, this isn't for you. You could still use it technically, but it's not one that I recommend. It's not who I'm doing this for. I have huge frustrations personally after 25 years online, selling how-to and educational stuff. I have some really common kind of things that are bugging me a lot, and those ones are all of the traditional stuff that I get told that I have to do, and in fact I've taught people to do over the last 20 years, is stuff about making sure that you have lead pages and landing pages and low ticket offers, and having mini courses that are all really just sales courses, or doing webinars for getting people to sign up to coaching programs, SEO, running ads to get people to pages. There's just a lot of stuff that is really complicated now. There's a lot of moving pieces along. So I find that frustrating and even confusing now, because there's so many options available, it can be overwhelming. And having said all that, the other thing is it's just a lot of time. It's not something you can do quickly and go, oh, great, I'm going to throw up a landing page. Oh, great, I'm going to go and analyze the 700 blog posts I've done over the last year and make sure they're all SEO optimized for the new keyword that I've done. So there's just no time to do it all, and it's overwhelming. So I don't want to be involved in that anymore. So I'm trying to put something together that's simple, that doesn't require a whole bunch of those additional kind of marketing things that were always involved before. And my idea here with a simple private branded campus is I just want to focus on one thing, and that is creating video content and or content that is multimodal, whether it be a podcast or audio or text or video. I suggest using video, but I just want to share what it is that I know and teach people what I like doing and what I'm passionate about. And I'm too old for all that stuff anymore. I just want to share stuff. I have fun doing it. I have fun making these live videos that have no edits in them. I can do them quickly. They're easy to create, and I can think of something every day to talk about because I got a lot of experience about something that I'm passionate about. So that's kind of where things are at, and that's stuff that bothers me or frustrates me with the existing situation. So what I've been doing over the last year, 6 months to a year, is I've only done YouTube content. I've done no other marketing whatsoever, strictly YouTube. So I think I've made 380 YouTube videos. Things were really slow when I started doing it for the first couple months as I kind of found the way to do things like thumbnails and descriptions and all of the different pieces that go into creating YouTube videos. Because I was trying to do stuff the old way as opposed to the new way. But I've got a pretty good system in place now, and I can create a video a day if I like. Some of them get a lot of traction, some of them don't get much, but they're all in and around a topic that I'm passionate about. So all I do is I create YouTube content. Now, some of the times I hear stuff from people that are going, well, YouTube content means I have to be on the camera, right? And they're not comfortable with it. Personally, I can, just look in the camera now because I've done a whole bunch of them, and I've gotten comfortable in front of the camera, put a microphone on, but some people aren't. So you can do it yourself if you're comfortable with it. And if you aren't, you should learn how to do it anyway. But it's getting to the point now where you can just use AI to create faceless educational content as long as it's you that's creating the content, but the delivery of it might be your avatar, for example, or someone else's voice with your language and script with your avatar. So I think it can be faceless now. And I did a couple of videos, I think about 3 months ago, about some of the tools that I had looked at for doing faceless videos. And they were okay then, but it was mostly about doing a short, 60-second or a 5-minute video was the limit. Right now, beginning of January, when I'm doing this, 2025, the tools are really, really good. So you can do you or faceless, doesn't matter. The approach still applies. And YouTube only content. I don't do any marketing. I don't write any blog posts anymore. I don't do any social media. None of that stuff I'm interested in. I just do YouTube videos, and the purpose is to build an audience. Right now, YouTube, second biggest search engine in the world, it's replacing Google's text search, in my opinion. It's very close now, the last stats that I looked at. So you've got this huge audience there looking for answers to specific questions and to learn how to do things. The last stats I saw, 4 billion videos on YouTube right now. There was over 1 billion of them were all about how-to educational content, or with screen captures, for example. There was half of them, 51%. Were specifically about educational content. The other 50 were entertainment. So huge place there to earn or gain an audience. And the reason you want an audience is just for people to say, hey, I feel comfortable with you. I know and trust you. You have some authority. You've done a lot of videos. You've talked about the same thing consistently. I just like the way that you present, and I'm comfortable with you. That's the only reason you want to do it. It's your library, your personal archive of all of your experience and stuff, and you're putting it out there. And the cool thing, of course, is that's evergreen, right? You put it up there, it's there forever and ever. If the content that you put up is something from your experience, you can't take that away. It's how you did something with whatever was happening at that particular time. So it's just a great place to organize all of your ideas and put them together and have a library of them. And again, trust and rapport is all that's about. I started off as a sales trainer, and one of the first steps in any sales call, a face-to-face sales call, I had a little model called Traders that I use. It's turn on and earn rapport. That's all that this YouTube part is about. And the reason you want to do on YouTube is there's a couple indicators that you're on the right track. One is people will raise their hand and say, hey, I like this, or comment on it. So the more traction you get on the video, it means you're going in the right direction. And it also means that you've found a spot that in your topic that you can explain in a way that people are comfortable with, and they're saying, hey, I want to learn out more, or I like that, I want to find out more about it. So YouTube only content is about creating and earning rapport with your audience. And here's the second thing, you only want to ask people one thing at the start of every description, and that is, do you want to join my free membership or my free community? Now, I don't like to use the word member. They become a member in the idea that they have registered for a free user account to be part of your campus. That's the only thing that I ask them. I want them to take the next step if they raise their hand, and they want them to become part of my campus. Now, why do I ever want to do that? A couple of reasons is they've raised their hand and said, hey, I want to do that. I'm saying, here's my campus. It's a private place to learn more. So that's the YouTube only content. How does this all fit in with this campus? If they do join, they're going to get some additional bonuses that are free. I'm not charging them to join the campus. It's free to join the campus. So why would they want to do that? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first one is I provide enhanced or curated YouTube content. So when you do a YouTube video, it might be about a particular idea or topic or answer a specific question, but they're not necessarily curated into a process or steps that provide some kind of transformation or outcome. So what I do is I take the same YouTube videos that I have on YouTube, I keep them in my campus, and I organize them or curate them into mini courses or micro courses, but I also include transcriptions that are organized, summaries, key takeaways, and maybe templates or things like that. So I add value or enhance the YouTube video, and I allow it only to be inside my particular campus. The other thing I include are these, I call them AI prompt powered recipes. And the reason I do that now is you can't get away from AI, so I wouldn't try and put your head in the sand. AI is a powerful tool that we should all use if we're doing how-to or educational content, because it allows you to quickly organize the content that you already have and provide recipes or steps to enhance your information to allow people to go through those transformations. So I include the recipes or the workflows that I have with the YouTube content, allow people to do stuff quicker instead of having to do kind of the long form, full courses, big programs. So I got mini courses, kind of micro courses, curated content, recipes, enhanced content. And then how does this private branded thing work for earning money as a business? I ask people if they want personal help, if they want help implementing in their unique situation, hey, you want access to me, you got to pay for it. And that's how I monetize stuff from the private branded campus. My content's free. It's free anywhere. Anyway, if they know how to use AI, or if someone does want to take the time to figure out all the pieces on YouTube individually. But if they need help implementing, they need clarification for their personal experience, it's, hey, you need access to me, you got to pay for it. And I do kind of two levels of access. These done with you customers or clients is I have workshops where it's live one-on-one workshops in a group or a cohort where we take a particular idea or part. In my case, it's the campus blueprint and the campus map. It's about creating online courses or building out your campus or marketing your campus as an example. where it's hands-on implementation work. So that can be either in a workshop and or a one-on-one kind of mentorship, which might be a traditional coaching one. But if people want those, they say, raise their hand again and say, well, I need a little extra help. They got to pay for it. And that's how I monetize it. And the best part is if you're doing this kind of private branded campus and this makes sense to you, is your only job is just to teach what it is that you love doing and help people do the same thing or get the outcome that you have got or before. And you get to skip all of this hassle about selling and doing all these landing pages and trying to do sales funnels and lead funnels and pay for ads. It just goes away. You focus on creating great content and allowing people option to work with you individually. So what does a private branded campus need to actually do that? There's a couple things here that you kind of mandatory that you have to have. And I think in step 4, step 5 of the campus map of that blueprint that I have for building out your education business, it's covered here in a little more detail, but I'm just going to go through the pieces that you need to have for your platform, for your campus platform. 2 things just to know up front. There's 2 ways to do this, 2 types of platforms. One is your own platform. If you use it, for example, with your WordPress hosted account, your WordPress based one, which is one that you own. And then the other one is one that you rent if you go to a third-party service like Teachable or Kajabi or School or Circle. Both of them work. The one that you pick has to have these particular pieces. It has to allow for you to have organized micro or mini courses, whether it be 3 lessons or 7 lessons, but it's that organized content that is in a recipe or put together in a way that if people follow the steps, they're going to get some kind of particular outcome. You need to have some kind of community where users can interact with each other, share stories, share experiences. It's your private branded campus, so you're in control of that because you're sharing your story and moving or moderating within other people's experiences as they ask you questions and look for clarification. But it's that open discussion that allows people to talk about your specific topic. So they're not on YouTube now with all the other distractions. They're in your particular campus talking about your preferred topic. They should have profiles. People want to know what else is someone doing similar? How did they do that in their particular area? So you want to make sure that any platform that you use has the ability to have people to have a profile to kind of share their picture and their story in their education business. Classes and events. I'm a firm believer that if you think that you can create a video and then just pay people to access your content, that may have worked as late as 2023. Online courses, passive income. No, you're going to need to be there and available in some form. And you want to have some classes or some interaction to personalize your information and clarify what it is that you're doing for people's unique situations. So you need to have some kind of area for these kind of classes and or events. And I generally have 2 classes. I have a live stream class, which we do every Wednesday, where people can interact with me through chat, one-on-one for an hour every week. And it's just stuff I teach about stuff, answer questions. Think of it like an open classroom or an Ask Me Anything. And then I have classes where they're in the cohorts or the groups of people who need help implementing stuff. We work one-on-one in these classes, but in my campus, I have a place for that, a calendar for these live workshops. Also, gamification is another good idea. Gamification it works and kind of works. You're going to find it was originally the be-all and end-all for online courses because it was the only way to get people to actually finish the courses at the start. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I think courses right now, it's something like 12 or 15% completion rate. That's why I'm not up on courses as much as mini courses and micro courses. People are looking for smaller answers to fewer questions. But gamification is a kind of way to reward people to keep track of what it is they're doing and learning, reminders of that. But it's also a good way for you as the campus owner to incentivize people to move through the transformation that and keeping them engaged in the transformation that you're promising to them. You have to have some ability to do cohorts, and a cohort is just a group of people that are starting a learning or a transformation at one time and finishing at another time. So if I said to you, look, you're going to create a course in 24 hours, and we're going to work together on doing that and make sure that everyone's accountable and we're going to implement it. These are the steps that we're going to follow. It's doing that together in a group of people. So cohorts are a really, really powerful thing. Again, if you're teaching stuff and you want people into your campus and you want to share your process. And then WooCommerce is one that I use in a platform. If you are going to actually have a business, you still have to wait to get some payments for any of these live interactions or coaching. WooCommerce is one that I use on WordPress. And I do all of mine on a WordPress platform so that they're all within my particular campus. Most of the other third-party platforms will do all of these things now. So own versus rent, both of them work. It's totally up to you on how do you do it. Now, the reason that I like this private branded campus, it includes these things, but my responsibility as the business owner is not to create and place ads. It's not to do lead pages and funnels. My responsibility for this is just to create educational content that is about a particular topic that provides some kind of transformation. That's all I'm required to do. And I want to share it in my own space or my own particular area. And then I also want to host live workshops where I can make myself available to interact with people and hear about the stories and help them apply what it is that I've done to their unique situation. Okay, so campus, you're going to need a campus, some form of campus, and you want to put it together that your YouTube content is being brought in with people to your campus where you can provide your recipes and some kind of transformation. Now, why does this work, especially for people who are your 45 or older entrepreneurs that have a ton of experience? Well, the first thing is, this is super simple. As I said at the start, you don't have to do a whole bunch of fancy digital marketing stuff. You just got to create YouTube contents. It's like, I want to teach like-minded people that are passionate and have fun and are excited about my topic of passion. And I just want to share how I did it. That's all that you have to do. That's a simple idea. It's scalable. And when I mean scalable, in step 2 of my campus map, and again, the campus map is available. There's a whole 10-step process that's there. One of the things I talk about is making sure that you know what your personal goal is if you're going to create an education business. Mine now, if I was in my 20s or my 30s, I maybe wanted to build a bigger business with staff and millions of dollars in revenues, that kind of thing. That's not my goal at this point. Mine is just to have a great income where I manage how much effort I have to put in to create the volume of revenue that I want based on the resources that I have to put in. So you can start very small and be able to earn a real solid income or the revenues that you want without hiring a whole bunch of people or being responsible for all the traditional digital marketing pieces. And you only have to grow if you want to. You can, but you only have to if you want to. So it is scalable. And the last one, just to talk about it, is this idea of profitability. If you're creating your own content, there are no huge additional costs that are involved. You don't have to pay for extra platforms and extra things to do this. And you're just giving your value up front to attract the people that are willing to invest in you. They're the ones that said, yeah, I really like your approach. I really like the idea that you do that. I feel comfortable with you. There's no selling at this point. All you're doing is you're making an offer to people for additional help to implement the stuff that you want. So it's not about buy this by the end of the day. Here's my, Labor Day sale. Here's my thanks. Here's Black Friday. Here's end of the year sale. You don't have to bother with all of that. You can if you want, obviously, but you don't have to. It's not part of the business. And then for the person who's experienced and has that experience, you should be valued for that experience. You can charge more for access to you, when you have this much content in your campus that people go, holy mackerel, this guy or this girl or this woman, whatever it happens to be, or these groups of people or this partner, they know what they're talking about, and they have this wealth of information and all of the social proof about the content they put together. So you can price your services higher, and you're not stuck doing, oh, here's a low ticket offer of $27, place ads. Hopefully you can sell 300 of these to get 2 people to join your membership site. You get fewer customers, less headaches, and you can charge more for those particular customers. So what do you do if you want to implement this? There's kind of only 3 different steps. You gotta get working on helpful content, create your content, have fun doing it. I have a whole bunch of videos on how you can do that without being overproduced. And I think that's the other big thing that's happening on YouTube, is the content that is being rewarded now is stuff that is 0 edits, live on the fly, real life authentic stuff, but create helpful, fun content, have some fun doing it. In that content on YouTube, ask people to join your campus. Hey, it's here. There's some additional resources to learn more about this topic here in the campus. All you have to do is register. I get your name and email address. You get access to the campus. And then in the campus, continue to create the content you're already creating, having fun doing, and just make available the opportunity to work directly with you. 3 things. That's it. That's all you need to get started. If this is something that makes sense to you, come and join my campus. The link is below there. I'll just pull it up. Again, it's free to come in. I'm there every day, just sharing all of this particular stuff, put it together in a couple different maps or recipes that are for you in terms of the business process, but also all the AI recipes now that I'm using to create this content. And that's kind of the real fun stuff, because things are changing so quickly with the tools, and our ability to organize and curate and deliver our story is getting a lot easier. It's just up to you, as if, hey, I want to have a business and get paid for all of this experience. That's something you can do now with your own private branded campus. So I hope you enjoyed this. How long have I been going now? I get going on these things, man. I can't help it. 27 minutes, feels like 10 minutes. Hopefully this was helpful to you. If you want to see a private branded campus in action, make sure come in and join the community here. Ask questions, get involved, watch some of the videos. I'm here to help. I hope you enjoyed this. My name is James. Like and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I'll be here again tomorrow with another video to help you start, build, and grow your education business. Take care and expect the best.